Hello students, welcome to class 11 biology. Today we are going to continue with the 6th lesson in biobotany. We were talking about the cell organelles. So now we shall start with the glyoxysome. It was discovered by beavers. Okay, so far we have learnt about the other small organelles, that is about peroxisomes, microbodies, and also about the lysosomes and endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, etc. So this glyoxysome is a single membrane bound organelle. Okay, so it contains the enzyme called glyoxide pathway, that is beta oxidation of fatty acid that occurs during the glyoxysome of germinating seed. Okay, so the germinating seed should undergo the process of beta oxidation pathway. For that it requires the enzyme. That enzyme is stored in a rounded body that is called as the glyoxysome. Next we have pherosomes. These are spherical shaped body enclosed by unit membrane. So a single membrane only, they call it as unit membrane. It helps in storage of fat in the endosperm of the cells of oil seed. Endosperms are nothing but the storage material that is present in the seed. Okay, so endosperm has got nothing to do with any reproductive purpose. It is giving nourishment for the seed. Okay, next we have about centriole. It consists of 9 triplet peripheral fibrils made up of tubulin. Tubulin is the name of the protein. The central part of the centriole is called as the hub. It is connected to the tubule of the peripheral triplets of the radial spokes. Radial spokes, it is like the sun you have in the middle and also towards the side. Okay, the spokes represent the outer circle. The centriole form the basal body of the cilia. So cilia and flagella, when you draw bacteria, we are drawing flagella, right? So from the point from where the flagella arises is called as the basal body, and the cilia we used to draw along with this paramecium. So paramecium, from the basal body only the cilia arises. Okay, the centriole form the basal body and the of cilia and flagella, and then spindle fiber which forms the spindle apparatus in the case of the animals. So spindle apparatus, they have a role to play in the process of anaphase during cell division. So you should know spindle fiber is playing role in the cell division. Next we have vacuole. So vacuole is larger in the case of plant cell. Vacuole is larger in the case of plant cell, and it is covered by the membrane, a single membrane that is called as the tonoplast. Tonoplast is important question. The name of the membrane is tonoplast. So far, for any other organelle, a name is not given for any membrane. Only for the membrane of vacuole name is given. Okay, so that is called as the tonoplast. The vacuoles contain cell sap, which is a solution of sugar, amino acid, mineral salts, waste, chemical and anthocyanin pigments. Beetroot cells contain anthocyanin pigments in their vacuoles. Okay, so why this vacuole is present? It is having cell sap. So the role of vacuole is to store the cell sap. Cell sap will contain all the minerals and water. So vacuoles accumulate products like tannins. The osmotic expansion of the cell is kept in water, so chiefly regulated by the vacuole, and water enters the vacuole by osmosis. The major function of the plant vacuole is the maintenance of the pressure, that is called as the turgor pressure, which maintains plant structure. Vacuole organizes itself as a storage sequence string compartment. Vacuoles, and this is an important thing. So what are the materials that vacuole can store is most of the sucrose in the cell, sugar in sugar beet and sugar cane, and malic acid in apple, acids in citrus fruit, and flavonoid pigment and cyanin 3 rutinoside in the petals of Antirrhinum. So next, coming to the important part of the cell is nucleus. Nucleus is an important unit of the cell which controls all the activities of the cell. Nucleus hold hereditary information. So where do we have hereditary information? It is present in the genes. Okay, where is gene present? The gene present on the chromosome. Where is chromosome present? It is formed from the chromatin reticulum. This chromatin reticulum is present in nucleus. Do you follow? So nucleus is having chromatin reticulum. It is a thread-like structure. So it condenses, it becomes thicker to form the chromosome. This chromosome will have genes. These genes are responsible for hereditary information. It is largest among cell organelles. Compared to all the other cell organelles, this nucleus is largest. It may be spherical, cuboidal, ellipsoid or discoidal. These are the shapes of the nucleus. It is surrounded by double membrane. It is called as nuclear envelope. See here, so it is covered by nuclear envelope and it is having some pores there on top. Okay, that is called as nuclear pore. Okay, so some of the ribosomes are getting attached to the nucleus, which means it is forming from the nucleolus. Ribosomes will form from the nucleolus and it is coming out of the nucleus through nuclear pore. Okay, so nucleolus is a small body that is present inside the nucleus. Do you follow? So nucleus is present in the cell. It is the largest organelle and it is present inside the cell. Inside the nucleus we have the material called as nucleolus. It is a collection of RNA. So this RNA only will form the ribosome. So once these ribosomes are being formed, it will be sent out. Okay, so that is ribosomes. What is the role of ribosome? We have studied. The role of ribosome is the protein synthesis. So inside the nucleus we have the presence of nucleoplasm. It is a jelly-like substance. When you have the jelly-like substance inside the cell, it is called as the cytoplasm. When the jelly-like substance present inside the nucleus, it is called as the nucleoplasm. Okay, so then as usual you have the presence of the chromatin thread. As I told you, it condenses to form chromosome. Okay, so here two terms are described, that is euchromatin and heterochromatin. This chromosome, when it is condensed highly, so highly condensed region cannot code for any protein. What are proteins? Proteins are nothing but enzymes and hormones. Do you follow? So proteins are nothing but enzymes and hormones. How it is produced? It is coded. It is like the notes given by the body or the genes to form this particular protein. Okay, so once it is highly coiled, it will not give any codes. Okay, that highly coiled portion is called as the heterochromatin region. Okay, so we can get information only from the euchromatin region, and the functions of nucleus is controlling all cell activities, storing genetic information, and coding DNA and DNA duplication, transcription. Transcription is a step in the protein synthesis, and nucleolus is being formed, and so the ribosome is also being produced. Okay, so next coming to the important part, that is chromosome. It was first reported by Starzberger and it was introduced, the term was introduced by Waldeyer and Bridges. Okay, they first proved that the chromosomes are the physical carriers of the gene. It is made up of DNA and associated protein. Follow? What is this chromosome made of? DNA and protein. Okay, so the structure, see we have, I told you proteins are nothing but enzymes and hormones. These enzymes and hormones are functional protein. I repeat, enzymes and hormones are functional protein. It will do some function. Okay, so we have another group of protein that is called as the structural protein. So the structural protein will be staying in one place and it gives physical support for the particular place or the particular structure. Okay, that is called as the structural protein. Follow? So proteins are of two types, structural protein and functional protein. Usually protein synthesis will refer to the functional protein. Functional proteins are enzymes and hormones. Structural proteins are the physical units to give the support. Okay, so the chromosomes are composed of thread-like strand called as a chromatin, and it is made up of DNA, protein and RNA. So they are symmetrical structures. So during cell division they divide longitudinally. Longitudinally is a chromosome, it is like a thread-like structure. Okay, when you want to cut, you have to cut from top to bottom. So it is getting cleaved into two. So then we have a constriction region that is called as the primary constriction and then the centromere. You can see here. So this one, two identical chromosomes. Okay, so one is making exact copy of the other by the longitudinal division. So how it is present inside, it is shown here, DNA. Okay, so along with the DNA there is a presence of protein. Follow? So once this constriction is seen, the chromatids are attached by means of a constriction that is called as a monocentric chromosome. If there is more than one constriction, then it is called as the polycentric chromosome. Centrosomes contain complex system of protein called as the kinetochore. Okay, this kinetochore is responsible for the formation of spindle fiber. Where do you want spindle fiber? I told you, during the cell division. Okay, so the secondary constriction and primary constrictions are being present and they are called as the nucleolar organizers. Okay, so then satellite chromosome. What is satellite chromosome? It is a short chromosomal segment or rounded body which spread from the main chromosome by a relatively elongated secondary constriction, that is called as the satellite chromosome. What is telomere? It is a tip of the chromosome which is and the DNA of the telomere has a specific nucleotide sequence. Okay, so these specific nucleotide sequences help in the maintenance of the particular structure. Maintenance of the telomeres appears to be important factor because it is determining the lifespan and reproductive capacity. What is the role of a telomere? It determines the lifespan, how long it will live, and also for the reproductive capacity. So much of seeds it can produce, like that. Okay, so then the telomeres prevent the fusion of chromosomal ends with one another. Okay, so the types of chromosome based on the position of the centromere, see here, whichever is given as in blue color, it is a centromere. So whichever is given in blue color is a centromere. If it is present at the tip, it is called as telocentric. If it is having the small arm on top, that is called as the acrocentric. If it is present, centromere is present at the exact middle, it is called as the metacentric. If it is exact middle, it is metacentric. If it is just above the middle portion, it is called as the submetacentric. If a chromosomal part or the rounded structure attached, extra thing attached to it, that is called as the satellite chromosome. Okay, so that is what is expressed here. Then based on the functions of the chromosome, they are classified as, see, it is most important to note that chromosomes can be classified based on their structure. So that is what we were learning. Based on the position of the centromere, we were learning about telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric, metacentric, like that. Now based on the function, how the chromosomes are divided is the autosome and then the allosome or the sex chromosomes. Okay, so we can see here, if the chromosome that is controlling all the body structure, then it is called as the autosome. Okay, I repeat, based on the function, chromosomes can be classified as autosomes or sex chromosomes. Autosomes are present in all the cells and it controls the somatic character, the body character, and then allosomes, that is helpful in the determination of the sex, that is X and Y chromosome. Special types of chromosomes are present. They are giant chromosomes. The name itself tells you it is a big chromosome. Why it is becoming bigger in size? So once it is bigger in size, it is having more of the DNA that will code for the protein. Proteins are the enzymes. Okay, where it is present. So giant chromosome is a common name. Polytene chromosome is a specific name that is seen in Drosophila. Polytene chromosome is seen in Drosophila. It was found by E.G. Balbani in 1881. Okay, so in this it is found in the larvae of Diptera, and you can see why this chromosome is present. So once the young one grows, okay, once the young one grows, it just feeds on the food voraciously. Voraciously it will feed more of the food. Okay, that should be digested. For digestion, we need the presence of enzyme. So what are enzymes? Enzymes are the protein. So that will be coded by this chromosome, which can be seen in this chromosome can be seen in the light microscope. They are genetically active, and there is a distinct alternating bands are also seen once it is seen under the microscope. That is why it is called as a Balbani ring. Okay, so that is about the Polytene chromosome. Next we have the type called as the Lamb-Brush chromosome. What is another type? That is Lamb-Brush chromosome. So this type of chromosome, as we saw that the Polytene chromosome is seen in the insects of Diptera, we have this Lamb-Brush chromosome present in the salamander. Okay, so here you have the presence, and also it is present in the algae. Okay, it was first observed by Fleming in 1882. The highly condensed chromosome forms the chromosomal axis from which lateral loops of DNA extend as a result of intense RNA synthesis. So you can see here the chromosome, Lamb-Brush chromosomes are like this. So you can see the loops are present in the Lamb-Brush chromosome. Bands are present in the Polytene chromosome. Loops are present in the Lamb-Brush chromosome. Then coming to flagella, so prokaryotic flagellum, bacteria has got the flagella and it helps in the motility. So movement of the bacteria occurs with the help of the flagella, and it is made up of protein called as the flagellin. The structure consists of the basal body associated with cytoplasmic membrane. Okay, so this bacteria rotates their helical flagella and propels a ring present in the basal body, so which are involved in the rotatory motor, and it spins the flagellum. This spinning movement only makes it to move. Structure of flagella in bacteria. The gram-positive bacteria contain only two basal rings. S ring is attached to the inside peptidoglycan. What is peptidoglycan? Where is it present? It is present in the cell wall. Then M ring is attached to the cell membrane. Follow? So in the flagella we have S ring and M ring. One ring is attached to cell wall, the other ring is attached to the cell membrane. Okay. So in gram-negative bacteria, two pairs of rings. Proximal is closer to it. Okay, proximal, and which is away from the center, it is called as the distal connection, distal ring. Okay, so you can see in this picture there is a presence of SM ring. Okay, so how this flagella is attached to the cell wall and also the cell membrane. Okay, so then mechanism of movement. What is the procedure? What is the process by which it is moving? Flagellar rotation, only proton movement is seen. Okay, and not the ATP. Proton flowing back into the cell and basal body rings of each flagellum drives it to rotate. These rings constitute rotatory movement, the proton motive force. So it derives the flagellar motor. So once it is getting rotated, it helps in the flagella to flip or to spin. Okay, this flagellar spin makes the bacteria to move. Follow? So these rotatory movement or flipping movement, okay, that makes the bacteria to move. Okay, for how this is happening? Because of the movement of the proton. Okay, so how these protons are positively charged material. Why it is moving towards the gradient? What is gradient? When there is a negative charge, more negative charge is there, proton tend to move there to equalize. In bacteria, flagellar motor is located in the plasma membrane where the oxidative phosphorylation takes place. Therefore, plasma membrane is a site of generation of proton motive force. Okay, then eukaryotic flagellum. So far we have learnt about the prokaryotic flagellum. Here eukaryotic flagellum, you can see the arrangement of the flagella inside. When you cut and see, when you take cross section and see the flagella, it will be having 9+2 arrangement. What is this 9+2 arrangement? In the middle, two microtubule will be present. Surrounding that there will be 9 microtubule will be present. Follow? That is what eukaryotic flagella. You take eukaryotic flagella, you cut it. Okay, once you see it, what will happen? This will show in the middle 2 microtubule and in the surrounding 9 microtubule arrangement. That is what is the major difference between the eukaryotic and prokaryotic flagella. And this is how it looks. Okay, in the middle 2 and then towards the side you will have the 9 ring structure. Associated with oxynemal dynein, which generates force for movement. The movement of ATP driven. The interaction between tubulin and dynein is a mechanism for the contraction of cilia and flagella. Dynein molecule uses energy from ATP to shift the adjacent microtubule. This movement bends the flagellum or cilia. So now we can see the cilia. Cilia is a short cellular numerous microtubule bound projections of the plasma membrane. Okay, so it is having the basal body from where this flagella will arise. Okay, so here they will have the rootlet, basal plate and shaft. The shaft or axoneme. The shaft is otherwise called as the axoneme. It consists of 9 pairs of microtubule doublets. Okay, they are arranged in the circle as we discussed 9+2 arrangement. Microtubules are made up of tubulin. Motor protein is dynein. So motor protein only helps them in the motor rotation and flipping movement. Okay, so this motor protein is a dynein, connects with the outer microtubular pair, links them the central pair. Nexon links the peripheral doublets and microtubule. So this is the arrangement of the flagella in eukaryotic cell. Okay, so in this lesson, cell biology, we have learnt about the structure of the cell. So then we have learnt a difference between plant cell and animal cell. The major difference is the presence of cell wall in the case of plant cell, presence of large vacuole in the case of plant cell. Okay, so then we have learnt about all the cell organelles. Okay, the biggest cell organelle is nucleus. Nucleus has got inner nucleus that is called as nucleolus, from where the ribosome will be produced. Okay, so then we have other cell organelles and their functions we have learnt, and we have learnt structure of chromosome in detail. Chromosome is composed of DNA and protein, and the chromosome has got euchromatin and heterochromatin regions, and we have classified chromosomes based on the position of the centromere, based on their function. Finally, we have learnt about the flagella. So flagella is a locomotory organ present in the case of bacteria, that is prokaryotic cell. Bacteria, the prokaryotic cell, and also flagella present in the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so then how this flagella is moving, what are the parts of the flagella and what is it made up of. Okay, so that's all for the 6th lesson. We shall continue with 7th lesson in the next class. Your homework is to draw the structure of chromosome and label them. Okay, and draw the structure of nucleus and label. Okay, 2 diagrams you have to draw for this at the end of this class. Okay, thank you students.